and this is
Kitcha!
welcome to my channel, Kitcha. High five!
High five!
You know, because we don't understand high fives because we have Aspergers.
And we're social awkward.
We're so
like
social
that.
awkward. This is another edition of my aspie vlogs. And featuring my friend Kitcha because
I'm here because I have lots of thoughts about being an aspie and I want to help Mint out with her videos.
So, what we want to talk about today is some problems we face with friends and such. How you can better work out your friendships with people with Aspergers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the first point we want to make is respect that I don't always have the energy to do things. And what we mean with this is that when you have Asperger's, being social takes a lot of energy.
Lots of energy.
So much energy. And that kind of makes it that you have to recharge by having some alone time, spending some time with your special interests and such. And
the key word here is really respect. I mean, like seriously, respect this. Don't say stuff like, oh, you should go to the social gathering even though you don't wanna, you'll feel better when you're there. No, they won't feel better when they're there.
like, you have to trust that we know ourselves and we know when we don't feel like doing something. With that said, I still want to say that like, we really appreciate getting invited to events.
Yeah, totally.
Even those times that we don't attend them. So please don't stop inviting us because we don't always want to come along.
I don't know if you can relate, but for my part, I always remember all those cute gestures. I mean, every time I'm invited to something, I really remember that.
Yeah, me too. It actually means a lot. So that we're still invited that time when we feel like, yeah, you know, today is a good day. I feel good. I want to go out and meet people and be social. And I think it's very important to respect that we know when we want to go and see people and when we kind of want to have some time for ourselves.
Yeah. Another point we want to discuss is that people should speak to us directly about problems with us instead of complaining to others about how we don't work socially or anything else that might be bothering.
Because you have to see that a lot of social things we have to learn, and things that other people just know naturally, we have to like train in and really think about. So if you have a problem with us, if you don't tell us what it is, we're not going to get it, and then things aren't going to get better. And I think both of us and most people with Asperger's that I know are very susceptible to, if you say don't do this because I don't like that, then you really consider it and say like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, totally. I mean, any decent aspie will be inviting to feedback and criticism, so don't be afraid speaking your mind. Instead, just go and speak your mind. It will make stuff so much easier and better for all of us.
And I think a good thing is that if you're having a problem with something, speak to us like before you're angry.
Yeah.
Because being angry is just gonna make everything confusing and upsetting, I guess. So if you just like calmly and like in a serious way approach us and say, hey, I have a problem and we need to talk about this, and then tell them in a very clear way what it is you want to tell them.
Just be direct. Just be direct and like in some cases don't even use sarcasm. Just be straight to the point. No jokes, no sarcasm. If it's serious, just use your point. I guess.
Serious time.
Serious time.
Serious time.
And when I do this, it means I'm super fucking serious. One thing I really can't stand though is shaming. I mean, this goes for anything, but people shaming aspie problems is the worst thing I know.
So what happens a lot to me, and I think many other people with Asperger's, is that people will be like, okay, I understand if you have Asperger's, but you can't blame your social problems on your diagnosis that gives you social problems. They don't say it exactly like that, but I think you get the point.
It's a good example.
I think it's like telling someone who has a broken leg to not blame their broken leg for walking slowly. you know, I have Asperger's. I'm gonna be socially awkward sometimes. I'm gonna do the wrong thing, and you know, just like try and help me instead of just telling me, no, you're not allowed to be bad at this. And sometimes even people with Asperger's shame other people with Asperger's with the saying, well, I have Asperger's and I don't have a problem with this, so you're not allowed to have a problem with this.
But this really works both ways. I mean, just because I'm an aspie, I don't get to hurt other people and then get away by blaming it on me having Asperger's. I mean, that's just bullshit. I still have to respect other people, just like I want them to respect me and my problems.
A thing that I generally say is that Asperger's is not an excuse for bad behavior. It is an explanation, but
Yeah.
it's never an excuse.
Exactly.
And the thing is that if someone's generally trying to do right, then you have to give them a chance and tell them what they're doing wrong, instead of just shaming them and telling them that they're not allowed to be bad at this.
Yeah, because you are allowed to be bad at stuff. Nobody's perfect. In the same way, you can always reinforce good behaviors, good social behaviors. That really helps us a lot, hearing when we do things right.
Yeah, totally. Like, I used to have really big problems with talking to people. A lot of people keep saying that, oh, you always talk so much. You talk a lot. Jen talks a lot. You talk so much. And that is like my biggest insecurity. And it takes like all the effort I have to try and talk to you people. And then you're complaining about me talking a little bit too much.
I mean, I think the key word here is to be constructive, like try to understand why we act in a certain way.
And going into the subject of feeling nervous around people, a really big problem that I think almost all people with Asperger's have is social anxiety.
Oh God, yes. God, yes.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain how social anxiety works. It's just like,
I mean, biologically speaking, your body throws yourself into flight or fight mode. You always do that. Damn it. But social gatherings equals... Imagine feeling like there's a lion around the corner every time you're doing something social.
and if you just screw up a little bit in the social gathering, then it's gonna come and freaking eat you up. And on top of considering the freaking lion that's gonna eat you up if you mess up, because that's kind of the stress you're feeling, you have to think about reading body language, your own body language, trying to keep eye contact, when it's your turn to talk, how fast to talk, how loud to talk, and just all these things. And also, on top of that, what you're even supposed to say. Just think of trying to do all these things when you're just scared to death. And you can imagine social anxiety, I think.
Basically, for us, learning social stuff is like learning maths is for most people.
Yeah, it's so complicated. And most things I don't really understand why, I just accept it as so.
We can't understand it, we just go with the flow.
We just go with it. You just teach us and we'll just go with it.
I guess.
Sounds legit.
I guess.
Yes. So when I tell people that I have Asperger's, most of them react either with, what? You seem totally normal. Or, oh, I have a cousin and he has Asperger's and he is like so different from you, so I don't think you can have Asperger's. Or, oh, but if you're Asperger's, why are you talking to people? And it's like, God.
You don't get it.
You don't get it. Like, for starters, you can't really see if somebody has Asperger's. It's kind of a thing that it bothers us a lot more than it bothers you. People with Asperger's are no more like each other than normal people are. Like, people with Asperger's are kind of more different to each other statistically. Some of us work really well together as friends.
Okay.
Okay, very good friends.
As for my part, I think that I work really different from most people I know with Asperger's. I mean, there's a huge difference, and that's because we're different people. Some aspies I just can't get along with at all, while with other people I really get along well. It's like with anyone, really.
Yeah, it's really like we're not that much different. We're just, you know, brain works a little bit differently.
We're just somewhat different.
We're just somewhat special. So I think the main point of this is to show mutual respect. It's just not just one person that has to change to fit the other person's needs. You kind of have to meet halfway. I mean, we're all just people, and like, if you want to get along, then you just have to try your best to have clear communication.
I mean, just meet halfway. It's like with any relation, really. Like, understand that aspies have special needs and special problems, but still treat them as regular human beings, and you will do just fine.
So I think that's all for this vlog. I hope it hasn't been too all around the place. A big thanks to Kitcha that joined me and helped me talk about this Asperger problem. So go follow Kitcha on his channel.
Yay.
We're gonna make a video there where we teach you tips on how to get senpai to notice you. Hashtag notice me senpai.
Have you ever felt like your senpai is noticing you? Watch my video.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in this video, so go watch it, go follow his channel, just click here.
Click here, apparently.
Just click here. Just click here.
Click here, apparently.
To subscribe to Kitcha.
Because I don't have any say in this. Yeah,
so
yeah,
click here, and click here if you want to subscribe to me. Click on me. I want to ask you if you have had any Asperger problems with friends and such and misunderstandings. We'd love to hear about it. Just write down in the comments.
Write down in the comments.
We always read everything you write. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this second Aspie vlog, and there's more coming. I'm also going to start posting videos every Tuesday.
Nice!
So stay tuned for that.
So it's finally decided.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye!
Bye!
And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
I have a diagnosis called Asperger syndrome. And I know a lot of people might not know, well, what is that? What does that mean? Hi!
The Twitter approach. Oh my god, I love your hair!
Thanks!
The Instagram approach.